Hello, Heather. It's good to have you.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Would you go over what a social media manager of a small business should start focusing on with a business page?
Sure. So when you own your own business page and you're the manager of it, you should be able to see quite a few more of the insights than just a regular person would come into your page. Now, of course, everyone can see how many likes you have, and here, Shelley Lake, they have 274, which is wonderful. We also want to look at their engagement and their post reach. So the first thing we're going to do is click on their page likes. So we came to their overview of their insights page, and we see that they have 38 people talking about this page in the past week with a total of 274 page likes. And this is excellent engagement. We would love to be in the 5 to 10% range, and that's where they are. So this means there are people coming to this page liking photos or comments, they're commenting on things, and they're also sharing information with their friends and family.
Where should we go next?
Let's go to the Insights tab. Now this is our overview page. It shows us data for the past week. We're looking at the number of page likes, the post reach, and the engagement. And we would love to see all of these numbers in the 5 to 10% range when you're looking at the page likes. So our engagement is 66. This is people liking, commenting, or sharing on the page, and also clicking on posts.
What about likes?
Alright, our next is page likes. So how are our likes changing over time? And this is great because they're growing. We want them to be growing and not decreasing. And this will also show us if we have any unlikes, which is good. And we're going to scroll down a little bit.
There we go.
They're doing great. They've got a lot of page likes happening and only one unlike, which is very good.
And we get that number by hovering over it, right?
Exactly.
So here we had 2 likes and we lost one person.
That's okay. That's gonna happen. The next thing we can do is go to the post page, and we're going to remember August 14th because we're going to go look at the post from August 14th and see if something happened on that day. So we come here and we'll scroll down, and we can actually hover over August 14th, and we'll click on this post. And this is great. Normally we would see if there was an unlike from the post here in the negative feedback area, and there's not. So whatever happened didn't have anything to do with the post. It was just someone either going off of Facebook completely, or they decided they didn't like this page anymore for another reason.
What's your view of a sign that maybe you have a problem?
Depending on the number of likes you have, the number of unlikes, hide posts, any of this negative feedback. So if you post something, maybe it's political, maybe it's bashing someone, any of those negative things you really shouldn't put on Facebook, and you have a 5 to 10 hide post or unlike page from that post, then you've got a problem and you need to stop posting things like that.
This is such an important point, Heather, because I've seen cases where someone posted something political and it wasn't a political party, and they were so proud because so many liked it, and I showed them on the back end the detractor, how many had unliked the page and left it over that they lost a pretty big chunk, and they hadn't in other activity. So you know your audience. Now,
exactly.
Obviously, if you are political in nature and that's your mission, then you're going to have some that like and don't like. But even then, I'd be concerned. If you're a political cause and you have a large number of unlikes, you might be losing your audience here.
Exactly. It's not likely that someone in a different political party is going to follow your political page. And so if you've got a lot of unlikes, then you're probably doing something incorrect.
Excellent. So what should we look at next, starting out as a social media manager beginning to manage a page?
Well, this is a great page right here because we can see the time when most of your the people that are following your page are actually online. I like our little whale that we have. So around 3 a.m. there's not a lot of people that are looking at this page or are online, but we have a higher number around 9 p.m. in this range, and so we want to post in the 8 to 10 p.m. range to try to catch the most number of people that are online looking at Facebook.
And you might want to mix it up as well.
Mm-hmm.
But this is really showing, having posts in these range, try some in the morning, some at noon, and some in the evening, and see what engagement you have.
Absolutely. And now we know that Facebook is not going to show all of our posts to all of our followers at every time, but whatever we can tweak to get the most number of followers reached, we need to really look at. And so look at our days when the most people are online, and that's this graph, and then also look at your time period.
Excellent. What next should we look at?
Let's go to people.
Okay, great. So why don't we go to my page, my business page, and we'll look at people so
Sure.
we can show that. And then we'll go to people.
So let's look at the people that like your page. What percentage are men versus women? This is going to help you when you create your post. Are you going to target them towards women, or are you going to target them towards men? You have 66% women on your page. This makes sense looking at the people that have taken your classes.
Yep.
And then also we're going to look at age range. You're in the 35 to about 54 age range for the most people that follow you. Also makes sense based on the people that take your class, the social media managers and small business owners. Next, we look at where your fans are in the world. What city are they based in mostly, and what language do they speak? Now, we know that on Facebook, even if they speak Spanish or Albanian or anything else, Facebook is going to translate your post to them, so you don't have to worry about that. But it is good to see where your followers are from. You have the most in the United States and a handful around the world, which is great. That means you're not out there buying followers from other places. And that's a very important point when you become a social media manager for a business. Look at their followers, see what countries they're from. If it looks fishy, it probably is.
I'm a little worried with India and Philippines, but that might be an acceptable level. But now, let's say there was a lot of shops in the Philippines where you could buy fans. That might have a very large number there. And we've seen that before, haven't we?
We have, yeah.
And in that, we even saw the high level of engagement. And when you clicked on engagement, it said Philippines, and let's say it was a local ice cream shop, which just didn't make sense.
Correct.
We're not going to show it, but we had one we found with 14,000 fans with a huge amount of engagement. And it was like from the Philippines for a local owned and operated business.
And this obviously is not helping our local owned business. Now they're getting this engagement on Facebook, and so they look great, but is that driving traffic to their store? Is it driving traffic to their website? And honestly, that's our point behind Facebook and reaching out to these people, is to drive people to our store to get them to purchase things.
What should we look at next?
Well, let's go to the Car Lake.
So Carl Lake is our friend, a friend of ours, and an advisor on the social media management.
And I'd like to look at their page to see a page that we don't manage. And so what can you look at going to a business that maybe you want to consult with? What things should you look at kind of getting a background check on this business? So the first thing we notice is they have 388 likes. And we're going to click on this to see what their engagement is. Well, this is great. 31 people are talking about this, which means in the past week, 31 people have interacted with this page in some way. And with 388 total page likes, we're looking at a good 10% engagement. This is wonderful. I like this business. We can also look to where their most engaged insights. Their city is Henderson, North Carolina.
Which makes sense for Carl Lake.
Exactly.
You know, if this were a large number and it said Indonesia here, we might be suspicious that we're buying fans.
Right. And then also our age groups. We're looking at the 35 to 44 to 55 to 64 year range.
This was done by Frank Timberlake, that's a advisor on the social media management class. This is where we started.
Okay.
And this, I do want to say, this is one I built inspired by the Carl Lake watch, and I chose to call it Fans. Because I had it watch at the beginning, and I thought this is a smaller area, and making it Fans would be very good. And it's been really great fun. I have done a few paid ads for the people that are in the zip code around it to build this up. Not much. I mean, maybe $50 has been invested on it. And then sharing photos and finding people that shared photos. Then I'd ask, do you want to be a admin, a contributor, that is, to this page? So I added the ability for them to be a contributor to it. So that's, to me, an exciting example of something done as a community service that's building. Of course, we talked with the Raleigh Parks and Recreation, said, hey, we don't want to misrepresent it all, and they say we love having fans.
Excellent.
So any questions that come to us that look like they need to speak to the Raleigh Park Service, we go, you need to reach out and talk to them. So this is, to me, a wonderful example of people helping each other and enjoying and promoting a place that they really like. And I do have to say, one of my photos won an award. But I also posted here, please submit yours. So it's encouraging other things.
Congratulations.
One other thing I want to ask about is when people are posting on a business page, Sometimes you mention who's there and sometimes not. One of the methods of doing it is like using a little caret in their initials, like MB for me. So others can mention the first name or something. So if you have multiple posters, you have multiple voices. What's your views with that?
It depends on your business's policy on social media and how you want your voice to be heard. Do you want to be an individual like you've got with the initials, or do you want everyone in the business to use the we instead? And so it's the business talking and not the individuals in the business. And so you really need to talk to your business about that, and everyone needs to come together and decide on how they're going to represent the business in this way.
Excellent. Well, Heather, thanks so much. We'll have more information about you below and see the data. And Heather, you offer training and consulting, and you're an invaluable part of the team for the Social Media Management Certificate Program. So this completes this brief intro for beginning level social media management of a business page.
Thank you.